Hey guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to go about tracing your logo for your second assessment task. So what I have in Illustrator is I've opened up a blank workspace. It's A4 in size because we're going to be working with vectors, which means we can resize our logo at any time, and we want to reduce the actual physical size of the file on our computer. So now that I've got my blank workspace, I need to go to File and I need to go to Place. You then need to find where you've taken an image of your favorite logo or your best logo design. You select it and then you press place. What you then do is you draw in your image like so. And to really focus on the design that you want to trace, we're going to crop the image as well. So I'm going to click the image with the select tool. And at the top of the screen, the option that says crop image will pop up. I'm going to crop the image to the logo I want to trace, which is this one here. And when I'm happy with the crop, I'm going to hit apply. What I'm then going to do is I'm going to make it as large as possible, even if it loses quality, because I'm going to be tracing it anyway, and just it'll make working on it a lot easier. So now that I've got my image, it's ready to trace, but I need to create some layers first to trace upon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my layers tool, which is in the side here, these two diamonds. If that doesn't appear on your screen, you can go to window and then go to layers, and then it'll pop up like so. So layer 1 is where my image is, so I'm going to rename that image by double clicking the layer. I'm then going to lock the layer and create a new layer, and I'm going to create a layer for my image, for my type, and then I'm going to create a separate one for the features on the side, and I'm going to rearrange it so my type is at the top. I'm then going to select the type layer and lock the features layer. And what I'm going to do, instead of trying to trace all my letters individually, which can be really arduous and waste a lot of time, I'm just going to use the type tool. So I'm going to select a space similar to the word beat, and I'm going to write the word beat in capital letters. I'm then going to adjust the size so it's similar. It may not reach all the way, but I'll show you how we can stretch the letters shortly. And then I'm going to try and find a font that is in Illustrator that suits my design. Now, if you're not happy with the fonts that are in Illustrator, you can always go to a website like DaFont and find a free to use font and install that. So I found one that Illustrator have already called Gill Sans. I'm really happy with the style. I think it captures a similar aesthetic to what I have had. And I'm going to change the color as well to match that of my original color. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I'm actually kind of happy with that change. All right, excellent. I'm then going to draw a new type box and write the word lab. And because I want to match the exact color, I'm just going to use the eyedropper tool and click that, and it'll automatically change what I've selected into what I've eyedropped. So I'm happy with both of those. I'm going to position that so it's a bit more centered. Looking good, but as we can see, the text doesn't match exactly the same height of my original design. So what I'm going to do, well, you can do it as well, but it's just an option, you don't have to, is if you select a piece of type like so with the select tool, you then right click and there's an option that says create outlines. What that does is that it converts your type into a shape. So now I can pull it to be similar length and width to my original. And I can do the same for the bottom. So I right click, press create outlines, and I can pull it and stretch it to match my original as much as possible. And we can see how that's looking like so by using the eye function on that layer to turn off the layer view. So I'm pretty happy with that look. I'm going to try and redraw these two little squares on the side. I'm just going to use the rectangle tool, making sure that my color fill is the same. And I'm just going to draw one rectangle like so. And then I'm going to use the select tool, select that shape, and then copy and paste it to the other side. Holding down Shift as well so it stays completely aligned and on the same level. Excellent. I'm going to turn off the eye on the image layer to see how that's looking. I'm pretty happy with that so far. I might need to move my type a little bit across. But other than that, I'm pretty happy with what I need to do now, guys. I'm going to go to my features layer. So I'm going to unlock that, select the layer. If you don't select the layer, you actually can't draw on it. the pen tool won't actually let you work. You can see it on the symbol now. So you got to make sure you click that layer that says features. I'm then going to try and draw. I'm going to adjust it from more of a blue, purple into a blue for these side beakers or speakers. I'm going to hold down shift to keep it a lot straighter than my original sketch. And I'm going to use the pen tool to try and craft a similar looking structure to what I've drawn. Again, it's a process of trial and error. It might take you a little bit of time. You might need to zoom in so you can get those little curves or those little details within your design. But the idea is that it should take a little bit of time, a little bit of effort. And once you've got it, you should be pretty proud with how it looks. So we can see, if I turn off the eye tool on the image layer again, I can see how that's looking. It's looking pretty decent so far. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the features layer, and instead of trying to redraw this right speaker / beaker, I'm going to click the object I've just drawn and I'm going to copy and paste it by holding down Control and Alt. So I'll do that again. You click your shape, you hold down Control and Alt, then you can simply click and drag it across. Now that I've got this shape selected, I can right click it, press Transform, and there's an option that says Reflect. I'm going to click Reflect. I'm going to make sure that the option for vertical is selected and that the angle is 90 degrees. Once I've done that, I'm going to hit OK, and that automatically flips that for me. And now they are the exact same shape, positioned pretty much exactly the same. I might need to move it a couple of steps to the right. But my logo is looking pretty refined, pretty detailed so far, and I'm happy with the quality. What I could then do is I could add further embellishments. So like these beakers, what I might do is I might fill one side with liquid like so, kind of splashing around within, going over what I've redrawn to create a really interesting effect. And I might go on to the other side, and just to have some asymmetry in the design, because it is pretty perfectly symmetrical, it's nice to have features that aren't always exactly aligned or exactly perfect. It's nice to have some things that are a little bit more free form, interesting, sometimes bizarre. Excellent. So we can see they look kind of similar, but they are still a little bit distinct. They are individual. And I'm really quite happy with that design. I feel like I could apply that to a range of different features, which is what you'll need to do for your final presentation, which will be demonstrated in another video. Thanks, guys.